Your time clock starts now, Vyoma. Every 20 minutes, I'm going to send you a note.
Are you going to introduce me? It would be better for the video.
That's true. Yes, I forgot. Ladies and gentlemen, this is session number 3 of Super September. We have with us Vyoma Rao, who was the immediate past president of BKC Fireflies. She was instrumental in getting BKC Fireflies to the place it is today. And but she chose to move on from BKC Fireflies. Not really, but she moved out of India to go to Canada and disappeared. So she's joining us from all the way from across the globe, where it's probably much colder and much different from what she's used to in Mumbai. But she's joining us from there. And what makes her special is that she walks the talk when it comes to social media. She's active on social media. She's always been pushing us at BKC Fireflies to improve our social media game. She had tips and recommendations for everybody on how to work on not only BKC Fireflies, but their own personal branding as well. So she's been a great asset from that perspective. And when we asked her if she wanted to do a lesson or a course on, or not a course, but a session on social media, she jumped up at the offer. And we're very glad to have her. So please welcome Vyoma Rao as our instructor number 3. And as usual, all these meetings are being recorded. They'll be uploaded onto YouTube at the end of September, Super September. We'll be passing it off and sending it to everybody out at the end of September. But for now, the session is live all the way from Canada. And over to you, Vyoma. Take charge.
Thank you. Thank you so much for such kind words. Today, I'm going to be talking about mastering social media, but for a lot of us, it is very difficult to understand social media. So my attempt today is going to be not to teach you about how to master it perfectly, but to know that it's very easy to master social media in today's world for anyone who has a phone. So it's not something that requires a lot of efforts or time or money. And these are the 3 things that people keep on telling me, that I don't have time, I don't have the equipment, or I don't have the understanding of how it works. And that's why I'm not able to do it. So I just want to break these 3 barriers for you guys so that you can create your content and put it online. Okay. So before I start, I want to know from everyone, what is the one challenge that you face when it comes to putting yourself out on social media? Put it in the chat box or just unmute and speak. It's fine.
It's the lack of engagement, because you put a content out there, but nobody bothers to respond or read or anything. So it's a little depressing, and it's scary, because you're putting out there, you think that it's going to be valuable to people, but nobody responds. And that's when things start going haywire for me.
Okay. So engagement, 1. That's a very good one. That's something that sort of demotivates people. So yeah. Next one.
For me,
The same
Vyoma,
thing
it's
for me.
consistency.
Sorry, Sneha, please go ahead.
Please. Okay, so thank you. For me, Vyoma, it's consistency. I'm not able to maintain that.
Okay, perfect. Why do you think you're not consistent, Sneha?
Because I've heard you have to at least upload 2 videos or 2 posts in a week. And that consistency I find difficult, because to create that content, edit it, and then put it out, it's difficult for me.
Okay, perfect. Who was the next one? So we have engagement, we have consistency. What is some of the other challenges that you guys face?
I think
Trust me, there are
Saurabh
a
was
lot of
saying
challenges.
something. I believe Saurabh was saying something. I'll go after
Yeah,
him.
the same thing what Sai pointed out, engaging content, because even if you put a content, it's very disturbing that it's not getting any enough engagements. And yeah, one of the things is being consistent and making videos to upload on any social media.
Okay. So consistency and engagement is some of the most common problems that I gauge from today's session. Okay, so what we are going to do is first tackle about engagement. Engagement is very important on any social media platform. That kind of tells you that these are the audience, target audience that you have. And this is the pool from which you're going to take your potential clients or customers. So each one of you tell me what you are good at and what is the one thing for which you'll create a social media page. For example, even if you don't have a social media page, or an inclination to start one, you have to tell me what are you capable of providing to someone which would be useful. So we'll start with Saurabh. Saurabh, tell me one thing that you want to put out there and you want to talk about.
I mean, in terms of content or
Anything. If you start a social media page, what should it be about?
so I want to focus mostly about my coaching and speaking skills. I think I already posting, but what I need to do more is about videos, post more
We'll get
videos.
into that. We'll get into that. So
Okay, okay,
coaching
okay.
and public speaking, right?
Yeah, yeah, speaking.
Okay. Okay. Cyril, what would it be for you?
Sorry, I was handling another call that came in. Could you just repeat the question, Vyoma? Sorry.
Yeah. The question is, if you had to start a social media page today, what would it be about?
It would be something about two things: either wordplay and words in English, or comics.
Pick one.
Wordplay.
Okay. Wordplay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Sneha, what would it be for you?
Uh, for me, it's almost like what Saurabh said. So I'm taking coaching classes for how to write and speak better. So that will be my
Okay.
subject as well. Yeah.
How to write and speak better. Okay. Do you already have a social media page?
Yes, yes, I do.
Okay, perfect. Sai, what would it be for you?
I like to do DIY, like do it yourself, repairs and fixes and stuff around the house. So if anything, that's something I really want to do. Like talk about it on social media. DIY.
Okay, okay. Makes sense. Hina, how about you? Hina, are you there? Okay, we'll come to that.
Yes.
Yeah, she's here.
Yes, I'm sorry for a bit late. Um, I would make a cooking channel because sometimes when I see some recipes, I believe that I could make it better. So I would like to share with everyone with my recipes. So I would make a channel for cooking.
Okay, perfect. So let's get started with our session. First is a lot of people think, especially millennials, that they are too old for Instagram or TikTok or Snapchat. Okay. So there are a lot of social media platforms, and the most famous and accessible is Instagram. I'm here in North America, and TikTok is much more famous and used so much more than Instagram. But in India, we don't have access to TikTok, so it's Instagram for us. However, the question we need to ask is whether it is useful for you or whether your potential customers are on these platforms. So we are not going to target only Instagram. We need to understand what all social media platforms are available for us. So if Cyril wants to start something on wordplay, yes, there are people who want to be entertained on Instagram. There are people who want to be educated on Instagram. So that is a good platform for him. But is it generating revenue for him? Is that his goal? Then we need to understand whether the paying customers are on Instagram or not. So let's take Sneha's example or Hina's example, where they want to start something which is related to coaching and cooking, where they want to impart education to people. So they want to teach people that how you can make things better. Hina mentioned that she sees a recipe and she feels that I think I can make it better. So what is the better factor that she's providing is something that the audience will be interested in. So what she needs to do is she needs to be on a platform which is more visually appealing. If Hina starts cooking on LinkedIn, it would be weird, right? And she might not have the kind of following that she wants. So for her, Instagram is a more appealing platform because that's where her target audience would be. So understanding that your target audience is more important than what you are doing is the most imperative thing. If you are trying to reach out to people who are in the demography of 15 to 20, 15 to 25, you are supposed to be on Snapchat. If you're targeting a demography of 20 to 35, then you are supposed to be on Instagram. If you're targeting people of that same demography, but who are having a better earning potential or are from a corporate background, then you should go and tap LinkedIn. You're not supposed to find followers, you're supposed to find customers. And if you start thinking like that, you will start acting like you are a business person, like you're there to serve. And only then will you have an engagement, because there are a lot of people who want to create content, but that content needs to be relevant and useful for the people you are creating it for. So if you're not having an engagement, ask yourself a question whether you are on the right platform, and are you creating content which is relevant for people. Okay, so some of us already have a social media page, so I want you guys to quickly share it in the chat box. What is the name of your page, and does it exist? Even if it is not related to what you mentioned right now, it's fine. I just want to quickly audit how your social media pages look like, so that I can tell you what to do and what not to do. Okay, we already have one. Sai has said his LinkedIn account. Perfect. Okay. So I'm gonna wait for you guys to share it in the chat box. Meanwhile, we'll move on to the next topic that we have. That is, what are the platforms that you should ideally be on? There are 3 types of platforms that we are discussing today. There are a lot more. And trust me, when it comes to social media platforms that are working really well, Pinterest is also one of the top 10 platforms which sort of generates leads and puts it on your website. And I have not mentioned it here, but the next close call is your own website. So if you are having a social media platform conundrum, start with your own website. See what others' websites look like. And if you are having a trouble in creating website, reach out to Sai, because he's helped us with the BKC Fireflies website, and it's working really fine. So you need to have your own website if you're having your own business, even if it is for coaching and mental health and cooking or whatever it is. So first platform is Instagram. Statistically speaking, Instagram has the majority of its audience between the age of 15 to 35 years of age. Ask yourself if that is the kind of target audience that you are considering. And to tap that, you need to get started on Instagram. And for starting on Instagram, you need to have a few things in place. So I have a food blog, and I'm going to take you to a little bit of tour of that food blog. Let me know if you guys can see the screen.
Yep.
Right. Okay, so we are going to the August blog. Okay. So leave these things aside. We don't need to see the followers. Our target is to create content today. So what we are going to do is we need to see all the important aspects of Instagram. One is the display picture. The display picture needs to be clear enough that you are catering to this particular aspect, this particular niche. For us, it is reviewing food all over the place. Right now, we're doing that in Toronto. So we have put something which is related to food. If it is related to DIY, it could be tools or something. It could be your own face. If it is your own face, there is a high possibility of you getting recognized and people following you. So I would highly recommend that. But since it's a group of people running this, we have this logo, which is very easy to create on Canva. Second thing is your bio, what you do and what you want to, talk about should be in the bio. It should be short and sweet. And it should be something that says, okay, I'm ready for collaborations with people. Because if you're not engaging with the community will never engage with you. So here we've kept it short and sweet, that we are in Toronto and we are in Mumbai. Discover the best eats in town with our expert foodies. So we have a group of people who try food, review restaurants, and put the reviews here. The next thing you'll see on any Instagram page is the highlights. This is very important because these are archived stories. Every story, current story that we have is this. So this is the content that we put every single day. And what we are doing currently is we are sharing it on our stories. So the content that you post, this is the post that was on the story. The content that you post is supposed to be on your stories, because stories are something that is a dynamic piece of content. It will stay on your page only for 24 hours. So after the 24 hours, if you want your audience to go and visit it, or if there is someone who is not your follower who just bumped into the Hoggers blog world right now and wants to know what Hoggers blog does. So we do collaborations. We talk about sushi and we talk about products. We talk about home cooking. We travel. So we talk about places that we traveled recently. So all these things are supposed to be kept in your highlights. How do we create a highlight? Does anybody know how to create highlights on Instagram? We are doing a little bit of deep dive. So there are going to be a lot of things that you don't know. This is a recorded session. You can go back and also make notes. But I just want to understand how much of Instagram do we know? So with a raise of hands, let me know if you know how to create a highlight on Instagram. Okay, nobody knows how to create a highlight. Okay, perfect. That's then a useful piece of information. What you're going to do is go on your story, click on don't report this account. Okay. Since this is not my account, I won't be able to do it. But what I can do is I can go to home. I can click on my own story. And since this is my story, I can work with this. Here, there is an option to view insights and boost stories. If you log in from your phone, you'll have one more option here, add to highlights. Once you do that, you can add it to your highlights and it will show somewhere on your page here. So these are the highlights that I have created. This is me and my journey in Vancouver, in Whistler, British Columbia, Victoria, Toronto. Everywhere that I've traveled, I've put it here. What happens is when you say that you are a photographer or you are blah, blah, blah in your bio, it has to match with your highlights. Highlights are the first thing that people are going to see. And that's something that's strategically placed by Instagram. So if somebody is viewing your bio and they don't have any highlights and you're saying that you're an expert in that subject matter, people don't have enough content for them to see. So you are supposed to put something which is visually appealing, related to your niche, and it is available in highlights so that it comes in a story format. Going back to the Hoggers blog page. Okay. The next thing is your posts. Now, there are different types of posts. There's the real content and there's a static content. Static piece of post is where you're just posting one image and talking about it. Reels are the new in thing. You can create a reel as long as 7 minutes and it would have the potential to go viral. But how are you going to tell your story in 7 seconds? what does that mean for you? For example, if Sai wants to talk about something that is related to DIY, I want to talk about it in 7 seconds. I can't actually give a lot of information. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to write a piece of information which is the image. I'll type it out and I'll just point to it, and that's 7 seconds. And there is some soundbite that's running in the background. Why all these things are important? Let's go to one of these. Mm, let's pick one of these posts. Okay. Yeah, just take this. Okay, are you guys able to hear it?
Yep.
Were you able to hear it?
We heard it for a second and then it's gone. The sound is gone. I think you muted
Yeah.
it.
I've muted it because I wanted to ask a question. So here what's happening is there is a voiceover. There is a parallel thing running in the background in terms of what food we tried at Pizza Depot. There is a logo of the brand because this is a collaboration with that brand. And there is a sound running in the background, which is a trending sound. So what you're supposed to do is whenever you're creating a content, you need to have three things in place. One, a video, which takes a lot of time. And because it takes a lot of time, it is difficult for people to have consistency. Second is voiceover is a choice. Voiceover is something that I do because I create videos which are over 7 seconds. I create videos which are for 20 to 25 seconds. So that's why I put an audio so that people can sort of relate to what is happening in the background. And third is a trending music. How to find trending music is very simple. Whenever you see any Instagram post, you will see there's a small arrow at the bottom. If there is an arrow at the bottom which says the name of the song, that means it's a trending song. And you why, but I'm not able to see it here. Let me see in this one. Okay, maybe it's a laptop thing. But if you see it on your phone, you'll be able to see that somewhere somewhere over here there'll be an audio track and there'll be a small arrow right beside it. That means it's a trending music. If you click on that arrow, that will open a page which says trending music. If you guys have Instagram, I would highly encourage you guys to go on Instagram, open any of the reel and do this. I will wait for you. Sai, do you want to go and check
I
for the
don't
sake
have
of the crowd?
I don't have Instagram.
Oh, you. Okay. Saurabh, would you like to do that?
Okay.
Okay. So
So
go on
how do
any
you
reel.
do it? Just go on any reel on my page or
On someone else's page.
okay.
Yeah. Go to reels, and when you go to reels, there'll be there'll be name of the person. There'll be some caption that they have written, and there'll be the song track. Okay. Are you able to see any of these things?
Okay. So I go on the reels.
Okay. I'm not sure if you're able to see this after.
Yeah. So I have the captions.
Yeah. Below the captions, you'll see that it has to have a music in the background. That reel has to
Yeah,
have a
yeah.
music in the background. And if there's a background
Right.
music, there'll be, yeah, there'll
Hmm.
be an audio track. Once you
Yeah.
go to the audio track, let me just remove my background. And if you can see this, there'll be an audio track with an arrow, with a small arrow at the end. If you click on that arrow, it will take you to the audio file, okay, which is the trending file. Again, if you see here, there'll be the same little arrow over here which says trending. If you click on that again, it will create a list of all the trending sounds that you have on Instagram. Now, all you need to do is you need to use all these trending sounds in your background and talk about your topic. So if you want, you can adjust the volume of the background. Yeah.
Okay.
Is that a question?
No. Sorry.
So if you are not very comfortable with the background music, choose it anyway and mute it down to 0. So what this does is it just helps Instagram to gauge that you've used a trending sound, and it will put your content, it will sort of boost your content, because these are the sound bites which are being promoted on Instagram for the current period. These trending sounds change every week and sometimes even every day. So what you're supposed to do is jump on the trend and make sure that you are creating your content in line with what is happening in the background noise. So if you're talking about something which is mental peace related, and if there's a soundbite that says that's Shah Rukh Khan's song, then it is not connecting, right? So you're not supposed to talk about something that is totally unrelated. You are supposed to relate it to the background noise, or just mute it and use the trending sound. So one is using trending sound on Instagram. Second is using trends on Instagram, which is something that we're going to see in a bit. And third is being relevant and consistent. So now consistency is a problem for everyone because we don't understand social media platforms. Consistency is a challenge, one, because we think that it will take a lot of time for creating the content that we want to create. There are people who are creating cooking channels with 7-second videos. Can you imagine someone teaching about how to cook and recipes in 7 seconds? It cannot be done. So what they do is they show 4 shots of someone mixing the food. Then there's an ASMR shot where you're cutting a toast and there's a sound of that crispy bread. And you're lathering a whole lot of cream cheese on it. And that's it. That's 7 seconds. Nobody told you how to make the open toast. You saw it and you figured half the things on your own. And what you're going to write in the caption is, the full recipe is on my blog, or the full recipe is on my website, or to get the full recipe, DM me. This is the call to action. This is the third most important thing that you need to have in place, is the call to action. And this goes true for all these platforms, any social media platform that you are on. Your main aim is to convert audience into customers, even if it is for your coaching services or for your cooking services or whatever service that you're providing. Your main aim is to understand who is willing to pay you in terms of time or money for your content. So first, for that, what you're going to do is, just a second. For doing that, you are supposed to create a list of call to action. Now, there's a nifty hack for that, because yeah, Sai, you want to ask a question?
Yeah, I was just wondering how cheesy can a call to action be? Because I feel awkward saying at the end of all this content, follow me on I guess LinkedIn it's follow or something, but follow me here or connect with me.
I understand your point, and I actually struggled with it. So I'd like to say that follow me is something that I never say. I couldn't ever say, because I was like, why do I want people to follow me, and why do I have to say that? Doesn't my content speak for it? And for a lot of creative people, it's a challenge to ask people to follow them. It's And most of the times it's not even relevant. You don't want followers. That's the whole point. You don't want followers, you want customers. You want people who are interested in your content, right? So if you don't want to use a call to action which says follow me or please like, comment and share or subscribe, it's fine. What you can do is go on ChatGPT. I think we are going to do that right now. ChatGPT, and we're going to write 10 call to action captions for a social media account managing social media marketing agency posting on Instagram. Make it one-liner. Now you have 10 captions. These are the things that ChatGPT is using from people who already have worked on it and is most common. So if it is most common, it's most common because a lot of people are using it and a lot of people are clicking on it. This is as easy as it gets. So go to ChatGPT and do this. And consistent, you need to have a plethora of content. You need to shoot everything together, and only then you will be able to manage your 9 to 5 and your passion. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write create a content calendar for a mental health coach for the month of September, because we are going to do only on a monthly basis because we want to be relevant. If you create content for the whole year, you will miss your chance of being relevant. For the month of September, and the posting would be 3 times a week. Now it will automatically create your content for the 4 weeks of that month. It will also talk about things that you're supposed to discuss, what would be the content like. And now what you can do is share relevant and trending hashtags for each of the above. So everything that you needed to do for creating a content, for creating hashtags, for understanding what you're supposed to talk about is going to be done by ChatGPT. All you need to do is read the things that ChatGPT has created. For example, if it is week 2 and your first post is on Saturday where you say you're talking about raise awareness about suicide prevention. Is it something that you actively want to talk about? If not, you can give instructions to ChatGPT to talk about certain aspects of it. For mental health, if you're talking about, if you want to talk about mental health for children, mental health for men, mental health for women, you can sort of tailor your questions to ChatGPT in the manner you want. So I love to play with ChatGPT. I use ChatGPT as my personal secretary. I use it for random things like I have these things in my pantry. What should I cook today? So ChatGPT can help you with all these things. To use it or not to use it is your discretion. But this is something that will curtail the time that you are going to spend in understanding what people want to see. This tells you what people want to see because it's already comparing a lot of websites a lot of information that's floating on Instagram and putting it out for you. So if I told Saurabh to give me a content for a month, it will be very difficult for him to create something which is on mental health awareness, because he knows there's so many things that he could possibly talk about. Now he has an option whether he wants to talk about these things or not. There's a list of things which is ready to go and which will help you to create your batch content. Any questions related to this?
No, I guess my question is, if there's something specific, like if I only do vegetarian cooking, or if I do something super niche, and if I go and ask, give me tips on content for cooking or content for mental health, and if I only do mental health for pets, like animal health, mental health, then it becomes like this. What ChatGPT recommends is going to be very high level. It'll be mental health for people when I'm interested in doing mental health for pets. Like, how do you?
Okay, let's do this. Create the above content calendar. So easy that a 7-year-old can understand. So this is sort of creating a weird example. But what I understand from your question, Sai, is you're telling me that if there's a niche category, ChatGPT might not give you the kind of content creation prompts that you want. Is it right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So for example, if you're going on a niche category, if you want to talk about something which is related to a very specific audience, first see whether that audience is available on Instagram or not. So for that, ChatGPT will not help you. For that, what you're supposed to do is go to, for example, this is a blog page. So what we're going to go do is we are going to search for restaurants, because we do restaurant reviews. Restaurants. Once you go on restaurants, there'll be a lot of options. You're supposed to, just a second. So once you click on restaurant, there'll be a lot of accounts that you can see here. These are the restaurants that are geographically close to me. So what I'll do is I'll click on one of these restaurants. Now they have a good considerable amount of following. So if I pitch to them that I want to do a restaurant review and I want to create content with you, it would be sort of feasible for me, because they would be ready to pay me for the content that I create. Even if they don't, and I do a barter exchange with them where I just go and review their food and create content and post it on my page, I can link it to their page, which will provide me the synergy of their followers. So their followers will be able to see my content. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to follow these people. Once I follow, there'll be a list of suggested accounts. As soon as you follow any account on Instagram, they give you a list of all the suggested accounts. These accounts are basically people who are having similar following, who are having the similar content and having a similar page aesthetic. So what we are going to do is we are going to click on see all. This is the list of our potential customer group. This holds good for everyone. So if you're having a cooking channel, you can reach out to bloggers, which are food bloggers. Click on that. You'll get a list of all the similar accounts. You go to those accounts and either you can pitch your services or you can follow them so that your page is visible to them and their page is visible to you at all times. So this is what you do to understand what kind of content works. Now, this is the client base. If I go and look at food bloggers, to understand what kind of content we are supposed to create. These are the food bloggers in my area. So I'm going to go click on Food Bloggers Canada and see what kind of content they are creating. Whatever is working for them should ideally work for me. If it is something that, so here you're not able to see it, here only you're able to see the likes and everything. But if you go on Reels, they even show you how many views are there on every reel. So this is 500, this is 600, this is 985 for a following of 19,000. This page is ideally not doing better than my page. My engagement rate is much higher. So what I'll do is I'll skip that. I'll search for another competitor and go on. So understand your competitors and understand your clients. This is something that you can tap on Instagram by just making a simple search here. Okay. So whenever you follow someone, you're going to be suggested a similar line of people. So every single time I see the list, I can go and collaborate with people who are having better engagement rate and better followers than mine. What happens is, because of the synergy and because of them promoting our page, we are exposed to a wider set of audience, and that's how you're going to engage with people. Okay. Once you have a set base of audience, you can understand what kind of content they like or they don't like. And that is an experimental process which takes at least 2 months and regular posting for 2 months. Any questions?
No, I'm good.
Perfect. So we are going to go for the, yeah. We covered Instagram, but we are going to cover LinkedIn because LinkedIn is the most popular lead generator if you are a service provider. So if you are creating websites or if you're providing coaching, LinkedIn is a place where you are supposed to be. But for LinkedIn, there are different set of rules than Instagram. I'm going to quickly take you to my LinkedIn page. First of all, if you are having a social media page and if you are introducing yourself to someone, even if it is in a conversation or if it's on messages or if you're on WhatsApp, just mention the link to your profile in your status or in your whatever, wherever you're present. It's as easy as that. You can even put information about your LinkedIn page in your WhatsApp status and promote your LinkedIn page. So try it. If we always feel that these things don't work, or who will check LinkedIn profile from WhatsApp, but you never know. There are people who are looking up to you, who want to know what you're doing, and this information, only if they have this information, they'll act on it. Our job is to give them that call to action, and rest is their choice. So here, what we're going to do is we're going to go to my profile. And I'm going to tell you a few tips and tricks to make your LinkedIn profile a little bit more accessible. So in the past 7 days, my post impressions is low by 25% because I have stopped posting things on my LinkedIn page. The reason I'm doing that is I want to reduce all the unnecessary chatter on my LinkedIn page where random people reach out to me and send me invite to follow. I don't want that. I want to segregate my content. Also, I'm joining a new firm. So I'll be updating that information. So for the past 15 days, I've not uploaded any single piece of information on LinkedIn or interacted with anyone on LinkedIn. So what you're going to do is you're going to have your display picture, hopefully a little bit better than mine and more professional. Then you're going to have this cover page. Cover page is very important. It's a very important piece of real estate on social media that you are supposed to use. If you're into a business of public speaking, you're supposed to have something that says that you are into public speaking and what else you stand for, how to reach out to you. This information is available on LinkedIn in different formats. Even if you click on contact info, you can get this information. But I wanted this to be more accessible and visible to people who come to my page. So this is the information that I'm going to give out. If you want to write your email ID, don't want to give out your phone number, that's fine. But there are supposed to be at least 1 or 2 ways to reach out to you the moment they land on your page. So if they see me, and there are a lot of people who just want to call up and ask, Vyoma, this is how I want to go about. I can't understand everything else on your page, but if you could explain it to me, it'll be best. So this is what you're supposed to do. Second is, I have created a small audio bite for my introduction. Now, this is not very important, but since I am in a different geography, a lot of people have difficulty in pronouncing my name. So this is me connecting to them, telling them this is how my name is pronounced. Also, every feature you use on a social media platform tells the social media platform that you are active user. So every time you use one of their little tools and devices, that's how they know that you're an active user and they'll promote your page. Next is, what do you stand for? Even if I'm not a speaker, I wrote speaker when I did not even join Toastmasters. So even if you're not a speaker, but you want to be creating content related to public speaking, or you want to be creating valuable information related to public speaking that you want to pass on, write those things in your bio. It has to be one word, it has to be very specific, and it has to be something that you offer. So because I wrote speaker, there are a lot of people who reach out to me for giving sessions for their events. For example, the Government Law College of Mumbai reached out to me because they wanted me to give a session on international taxation, which is in my bio. That's how they shortlist. And anyone you search on LinkedIn, you're going to search on the basis of what you're searching for. If I write assistant manager or a fund manager in blah, 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 which is what usually people do, they write their designations here, right? Nobody's searching for assistant manager. Nobody's searching for a fund manager. They are going to look for people who are qualified, right? So if they are going to search for a chartered accountant and a lawyer, I'm going to write that in my bio. I'm not going to write assistant manager. Your LinkedIn page bio is the most important thing because this is how people search you. So if you are a mental health coach, write mental health coach here. All the other bits and pieces of information, which is the contact information and your educational background, your journey so far, everything can be posted here. I used to work for the Finance Story as a volunteer, where I used to take interviews of a lot of people, CEOs and CFOs of the world, and I used to put it here. All these things are available on YouTube, but I have added these links here so that people can watch the content that I've created here. If they see that I'm a speaker, if they see that I am in my element, they need to have proof. So we're not just going to talk about the fact that we are wishful thinkers and we want to be public speakers. We have to give them something to click on to see that whether I fit the bill when it comes to performing on their platform or providing services to them. So this is me doing all the YouTube live sessions for the Finance Story, and I speak about finance, and I speak about intellectual property rights. I speak about international taxation, and that's what's going to be showcased here. If you don't have a YouTube channel, or if you're not creating something like this, what you can do is create a Zoom link, Zoom meeting, talk about the topic that you want to talk about, put it on YouTube and give out a link here. It's very simple. Trust me, there are a lot of tutorials available on it. Next is the activity. This is the major aspect which creates awareness with your followers. Every time you post something, the engagement on it has to be something that is reaching out to a lot of people. So here it is 15 because again, my account was dormant. Here, this is 74 because my account was active at that time. I'm gonna quickly show you all posts. On LinkedIn, what you're supposed to do is the very first line. I think there's a limit to these characters. I'm not sure what, but the very first sentence needs to be so engaging and needs to hook your audience so that they click on see more. If this is something that they are interested in, only then they'll click on see more. Every time they click on see more, it tells LinkedIn that people are actively engaging with this person's content and they will put this post on top. Are we able to follow this much? Yes or no? I'm going too fast.
Yeah, it's okay.
Easy.
Going well.
Okay, perfect. Okay, perfect. So every time somebody clicks on see more, that's when people know, LinkedIn knows that this person's content is relevant. This person's content is something that people are actively interested in. So if I write, I failed miserably in something today, and then I write the rest of the piece of content, there are a lot of people who are going to be like, okay, what did she fail in? They'll click on see more and they'll start engaging with whatever is happening here. Images on LinkedIn don't help much, but if you have some, keep on doing that on a periodic basis. Maybe out of 10 posts, 2 posts could have images. Otherwise, images are not doing that well on LinkedIn. Hashtags have to be very, very specific, and 2 or 3 hashtags are enough. For Instagram also, currently with the algorithm, 4 to 5 hashtags are enough, but it has to be niche and it has to be specific to what content you're creating. Coming back to our PowerPoint presentation. The third and the last social media platform that I'm going to yap about today is Facebook. Facebook Marketplace and Facebook communities are the most powerful ways to reach out to your audience because everybody is there on Facebook. Your friends, your family, your uncle, aunties. My grandmother does Facebook Lives every week. So everybody, literally everybody who has money is on Facebook. So you are supposed to create engaging community. You are supposed to be a part of Facebook Marketplace if you are selling a product or service. And if you are someone who is just gauging or contemplating whether to be on Facebook or what kind of content you're supposed to create for Instagram, there are a lot of groups where you can join where people figure out what their niche should be like. So identify Facebook communities for creators and join them, see what the chatter is about, what kind of conundrums people are facing. There'll be a lot of relatable aspects because we are all humans and we are all trying to learn the same social media platforms. So most of the times the problems that we face are going to be very, very similar. Now we're going to do a quick activity. I will come back to this. Yeah. So we are going to talk about batch content. Only if you create batch content, it's going to be easy for you to navigate through the social media because then you'll be free from thinking what to create. So I'm going to ask you all to create one video. Sai, can you please send the words that you mentioned in the group or in the chat here?
All right, let me do that.
Yeah. Meanwhile, he's doing that. I want everyone to take their cameras, clean their cameras so that we get high resolution in videos. This is the number one thing that you need to do as a social media content creator. Every time you use your phone, you're supposed to wipe the camera, no matter how clean it is. Wipe it and use it so that you are looking like a human. Okay, so I want everyone to switch on their videos, please.
I don't see too many videos turning on. Srijita's video's on. Let's see. Cyril said he has some guests at home, so not gonna happen. Hina
Okay,
and
no
Bhuvi.
worries. No worries. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to turn it in a selfie mode. Take your video, and in the chat box there are a few words written, right? Srijata, you can use the word destitute.
Give her a nicer word. Yeah, what is this? Destitute.
Yeah, because all the words you've given are very nice. I want some weird words too.
All right, let me give one for Bhuvi then. Let me give a terrible one for Bhuvi.
Okay. You know what? You can choose for Srijata as well if you want to say.
Destitute is fine. I'll give destitute.
Yeah. Okay.
Bhuvi, you have your word now.
Yeah. So, what are we supposed to do? Can you just repeat?
I have not yet said, so I'm yet to say that. Just make sure that you know what your word is and how it is pronounced.
Oh.
Okay. Sneha, you're good with your word? Do you know how it is pronounced?
I'm not sure Sneha's there.
Okay. Oh yeah, she left. Okay. Okay, fine. What you're going to do is you're going to say you're going to start a video recording. You're going to say the word of the day is, and whatever the word is. For me, I think it is impromptu. So the word of the day is impromptu. This is what it means. You're going to point somewhere in the screen. This is what it means, and this is how it is used. Point in two different places. This is what it means, and this is how it is used. Okay? All you have to do. Put yourself on mute. Put the Zoom call on silent too. Do this for 2 seconds and get back to us. This is the word of the day. This is the meaning of it, or this is what it means, and this is how it is used. Okay? Go on. I'm assuming that it's done by everyone. Whose phone died? Your phone died.
Yeah, I just finished recording it and then my phone is dead now.
Oh, perfect. The work is done. Okay, so what you guys are going to do is, Sai, please share the link of the Google Drive that you shared with me. I want everyone to share the videos that they just created on the link that Sai shares. If it is for some reason not difficult for you to put it on the drive, you can also share it on the BKC Fireflies WhatsApp group. But I would really recommend sharing it on the drive so that we don't lose out on any of the digital quality. Okay, so in a matter of like a minute or 2 minutes, we created 6 pieces of content, which we are going to post on the BKC Fireflies page. All we need to do is we need to type out what is the meaning of that word, and we need to type out how it is used. And if there is a lot of content written on the reel, this reel will be roughly of what, 8-9 seconds. but there'll be a lot of content on the page. So for an audience to actually view it, they'll have to pause and view it. Every time someone pauses your Instagram reel or watches it again, Instagram is being told that this is an engaging content. Okay, so this is how we are going to do it. It is as simple as that. If you are, suppose, Shrijita, if you want to talk about, say, I love your hair, so I'm going to say that you're a hairdresser, and you want to talk about 5 ways how you can make your curls bouncy and smooth and whatever. So all you're going to do is 5 ways how you can, whatever your niche is, and then point it here. Okay, that's it. This is something that you can do in a batch content format over the weekend and just keep on posting all over the week or throughout the month. But if you are going to do all these things, and if it is not relevant to your audience, and if you still don't see engagement, there are few things you're still doing wrong. Let's get to that. Okay. First, your content has to be easy. We achieved that aspect. Okay. We understood that how we can create easy content. What we need to do is we need to create videos which are short and sweet and are talking about whatever important aspects we want to talk about. Second, it has to be educational. Now, I am talking about the word of the day on BKC Fireflies. That makes sense. And that is something that is educational. So people would want to know about it. If I'm using the word destitute, this is a word that is being, there's not a regular word that people use in English language, right? So they want to know the meaning of it. They want to know how to use it in a sentence. And maybe the call to action to that reel would be this in a sentence. We tell you whether you did well or something like that. I'm getting a pop-up which says Zoom quit.
Don't ask again. So just click on the don't ask again button
Okay.
on the left.
Oh, sorry.
And if it comes back, then
Yeah. Can you see me?
yeah.
So one, it has to be easy. Second, it has to be educational. For it to be educational, you need to search on Google Trends. Google Trends is the one place where you'll be able to find what kind of content you're supposed to create. Go on Google Trends and search about how to or what if in your niche. So how if Sai wants to build a DIY channel, he can say how to build a DIY table. And what Google Trends will do is it will tell you how many people are searching for it. If it is a feasible task to do, all those things, all those information you'll get on Google Trends. So if you are saying how to build a boat and how to build a table, on Google Trends, you'll see 100 people are searching for table and 2,000 people are searching for boat. Build a boat. Talk about building a boat. Don't talk about the table. Okay, so that's how Google Trend is going to help you create educational content for people who actually are searching for it. If there are 100 people searching for it, you will not get the engagement of which is of a viral nature. You'll not see 1.5 million people looking at your reel because there are only 100 people who want that information. So you need to know how many people want to know. Okay, for that's one aspect, and it has to be entertaining. If you're going to say this is the word of the day, this is how it used, and if you're going to do the pointy thing every day, people are going to be like, okay, she just does that. She just doesn't do anything else which is with the trend or which is on Instagram. So all the audience that Instagram will bring to you is the audience who's looking at pointy fingers. So change it up a little bit every now and then. Even if you're creating batch content, you can be very diverse. You can be indoors, you can be outdoors, you change it, you create transitions. You don't need to do editing. You can create a one-clip video and present. You can say the word of the day is destitute, and it means you say it verbally. You don't have to type it every single time. Okay. But the reason for typing things is one, a lot of people are scrolling mindlessly on Instagram. And while they are doing that, they are at work or in school. And whenever they are doing that, I know that they are wasting the time. But even if they are wasting the time, if there is some caption written on the video, they'll still pause and read it because they can. They are always on mute and they are scrolling. So if there's something written on the video, it is going to reach out to them. If you're just doing, if you're just saying something like this, the word of the day is awful, the meaning is something blah, 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 and there's no caption, they'll scroll because they don't want to see a person standing and speaking. They want to know what's happening. So for it to be engaging, it has to be on captions. Okay, so this is how you create your batch content. It has to be easy, it has to be educational, it has to be entertaining. If you're reaching out to your people and if you're creating batch content, make sure that you're posting it on the same time that works for you. So if say you're reaching out to people who are having jobs and who have money to spare, you are supposed to reach out to them between 11 to 1 in the morning or 6 to 9 in the evening, because these are the two time frames when they'll be free and available. Okay. Going to the next aspect, how to find clients. Now, how to find clients is something that I told you on Instagram. You click on the kind of client and the follow kind of page that you think could be a potential client. They follow them. Once you follow them, they'll give you a list of suggested accounts. Follow all those accounts, try to interact with them. What I do as a food blogger is I reach out to them. I tell them that this is my food page, this is my media kit. I created a media kit for myself, which says that these are the restaurants I worked with, these are the brands that I've worked with. So we worked with Quality Walls, we worked with Dal Pakwan House, we worked with Taj Group of Hotels. So we put that information in a PDF in a refined manner, and we send it out to these people and tell them that we are interested in collaborating with you. And these are the 3 services that we provide. Would you like to collaborate with us sometime now or in the future? This is a direct way of doing it. And this is something that we do because we know for a fact that we don't want to engage with people unnecessarily. If you're starting slow, if you're starting with 0 followers today, what you can do is don't give out so much information. Just talk about the basic guidelines, basic services that you provide, and tell them we would love to schedule a call with you. Out of the 500 invites you send, there'll be 5 people who'll respond to you. So that's going to be the ratio. If you want people to convert into customers, this is the ratio. The overall engagement rate on Instagram for your particular page is going to be maximum 13%. So out of the 100 videos you put, 13% of it is going to convert into viral content. So you have to put more so that you can have a better impact. Strategies is check your insights, play with your content, and you don't have to be, dance to be famous on Insta, but you will be better than most. So why not? Like, do it. There are a lot of people who are putting a lot of garbage. Put yours too and see what sticks. So when it comes to any new thing that you learn, when it comes to any social media platform, you are supposed to try everything. When I say try everything, doesn't mean that you start dancing and you start laughing and you start pointing fingers and you do all the trends. No, you have to work with all the tools that Instagram has. Instagram has stories, Instagram has broadcast, Instagram has highlights, Instagram has posts. Posts have static format and a reel format. So you need to understand the platform and all the equipments and the tools that it has and use it more often. Also, when you're going on Instagram and LinkedIn, go search for Instagram account. to follow, an Instagram creators account to follow. The CEO of Instagram is on Instagram, and he gives out a lot of information every now and then. So follow him so that you know what are the trends that are going to be up and coming. So these are the things that you're supposed to do when you check your insights. I'm going to quickly take you to my page again. I know I'm running short of time, but I'm going to take you anyway. I'm not sure if I'll be able to see the insights here, but let me try. Okay, this is my account. I'm clicking on it, and there's an option to view insights. If you click on view insights, it will show how many people watched it, how many people liked it, how many people engaged with it, how many people think it is relevant and shared it with friends, and how many people saved it. For you to understand whether your content is working better or not, this is the important aspect. If you are creating shareable content, it will reach out to more people other than your audience. If you're not, your content looks and what you're sharing in your content. Okay. So if it's not shareable, this is something that you use for sharing, and this is something you use for saving. So do this. Post your videos, post your content, and see whether this is changing. If this is not changing, you need to change. Your content needs to change. Sai, you have a question?
Hey, I think it's run ahead of time. So can we wind up in the next few minutes?
Yes, we can. Here we are having an insight where it says these are the number of followers and these are the number of non-followers. If you're reaching out to more number of non-followers, you're achieved of reaching out to more people. Then your focus should be on creating content which matters to the additional number of people that you've created. So you've reached out to. How this happens is you use a trending music, you use templates, and you use Instagram editing software to create your reels. That's the only thing we need to know about Instagram. Okay. Our goals are to be useful, consistent, and expert in the niche. To be useful, Google Trends is going GPT will help you. For being consistent, you have to create batch content. Otherwise, you will not be able to give the kind of time that it requires. And for being the expert in the niche, you are supposed to, one, be the expert in the niche, know about the subject matter, and two, also understand what your competitors are talking about and what are the most controversial topics. Because if you see your competitor talking about a restaurant review where you said that this is the most amazing restaurant in Toronto, and that reviewer is saying that it's a shit show, see what their comments in his post are all about. If majority of the people are saying that yeah, it was a bad experience, don't call it the best restaurant in Toronto, because then your content is going to fail. So to be the expert in the niche, you have to be the expert in the niche. Thank you. If you have any questions, I'm going to roll out a Google form after the session. The session is also going to be available on YouTube. So if you still have any questions, you can, I'll put the link of the Google form even on the YouTube channel. If you have something to share now, please feel free. The next 5 minutes are all yours. Or did I put everyone to sleep successfully?
Or you inspired them to go and work on their social media account. It's possible too.
Yes. Yes. That could be the reason. Okay. So I'm going to wind it up right now. I know that you will have questions.